Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Sangani. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. Today we are going to read a book called The Tiny Seeds by Eric Carle. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? Do you see the wind blowing? Let's see, where's the tiny seed? Do you see that? They're all blowing, and that's the tiny one. All the other ones are big enough. Where are they going? One of the seed flies higher than the others. Up, up, up it goes. It flies too high, and the sun's hot rays burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. Some of the seeds got burned, but look at our tiny seed. It's still here. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts, and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on. But the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. Can you still see the tiny seed? There it is. And there's that other seed that landed right on the icy mountain. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. Can you see a tiny seed? It's right here. And this seed landed on the ocean. All the other seeds are still going way up high. One seed drifts down onto the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. That is the seed that landed on the hot desert. And look at the other seeds. And that is our tiny seed that's still blowing and flying in the sky. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not see it. I hope you can see it. Let's see, where is our tiny seed that landed? Can you see that? That is our tiny seed. And that is the seed that bird is eating. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse covers them. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch, but the tiny seed lies very still, and the mouse does not see it. Can you spot the mouse here? That is the mouse that spotted one seed. But where is our tiny seed? Can you spot it? That's correct. Our tiny seed is here. That is our tiny seed. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls, the seeds grow so round and full, they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore, they are plants. First, they send roots down into the earth. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and air. There's another plant that grows much faster than the little plants. It is a big fat weed, and it takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small new plants. And that little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it too starts to grow into a plant. Now let's see. Here is our small plant, and that's the weed. The weed was so big that this tiny plant got eaten up. And where is our tiny little plant from our tiny seed? That's the one that just started to grow. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun and springtime. One child does not see the plants as he runs along, and oh, he breaks one. Now it cannot grow anymore. Uh-oh, it broke one plant. That kid was not being careful while he was running on the playground. He accidentally stepped on this plant, and this plant cannot grow anymore. Do you still see our tiny plant that grew from a tiny seed? That is safe. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud. And now even a flower. Look at our tiny plant. It just barely has 3 leaves. And look at this other plant that has got 7 leaves and it has a flower. Oh, do you see hand? Oh, I think somebody is going to pluck that flower. Let's check it out. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. Will that plant grow anymore? Once you pluck and it's out of the ground, it doesn't grow. It is summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It does not stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. Look at that. It all started with a tiny seed. And now look at that plant. It is so tall that it's even taller than people. And the flower is a giant flower now. All summer long, the birds and the bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Do you see that? Everybody's enjoying that big flower that came from a tiny seed. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter. the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. Do you see? Some petals have already fallen down from the flower. And this will go on. The end. That was our book called The Tiny Seed. I hope you all enjoyed seeing how a seed can grow into a flower. Even though it was a tiny seed, it grew into a giant flower and a giant plant. That's it from Mrs. Singani. I hope you guys stay safe and keep washing your hands, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.